Here are the fights to make after UFC 307 this past Saturday night. The featured prelim was Wonderboy vs. Joaquin Buckley, and it ended up with a third-round TKO victory from Joaquin Buckley. I think his next opponent should be Sean Brady in the welterweight division. I think that both these guys have a lot to offer. They're still young, up and rising newcomers into the division. Joaquin Buckley has the striking that Sean Brady doesn't have, and Sean Brady definitely has the wrestling ability that Joaquin Buckley doesn't have. So both of these options are incredibly well matchmaking-wise. Stylistically, it makes sense. The next fight I have is Jose Aldo Jr. versus Dominic Cruz. Both these guys are absolutely legends in the UFC, both in their own esteemed different bantamweight and I think flyweight or featherweight divisions. Both the guys, like I said, are absolute legends and have a huge amount of respect for the MMA community, whereas we also have respect to them. So I think this would be a great legacy matchup. The next fight is Khalil Rountree versus Jan Blachowicz. I'm hearing a lot of people say Jamal Hill, but I don't think that Khalil Rountree, I think he would walk through Jamal Hill personally by himself without any trouble. I think someone he might struggle against as Jan Blachowicz, who is known somewhat more of a wrestler than a striker. It would really teach Khalil Rountree also the lesson that Wonderboy kind of needs to be taught, that just because you want to stand and bang, it doesn't mean that the other fighters are going to do that. In his situation with Alex Pereira, it made total sense. He paid the price for it. When he could have gone to takedown, he didn't. Like I said, he paid the price for it. So I'd say that the next fight for Khalil Rountree Jr. is versus Jan Blachowicz, who is a decently ranked top 5, I think, in the light heavyweight division. The next fight is going to be for the women's UFC bantamweight title, which I think this is a pretty clear-cut option of Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena. If Raquel Pennington had been, if she had defended her belt multiple times before fighting Juliana Pena, I would say give her the immediate rematch. But she really didn't. She only had the belt for almost a year now before she finally defended it once and lost. So give me Kayla Harrison versus Juliana Pena for the next fight for the title of the women's bantamweight. And finally, for Alex Pereira, the only clear-cut option for him at light heavyweight right now is Magomed Ankalaev, a known wrestler who has some decent striking. Both have very similar resumes in the past. We have Alex Pereira with a record of 12-2 with, I think, 5 former world champions. Magomed Ankalaev has a 19-1 record, but he doesn't have as much former champions on his belt. But let me know below which fights you think need to happen after UFC 307 and why.